As you know, there's just 7 trading days left for Tesla stock to absolutely explode. Today I want to talk about the top catalyst. Another good positive news is actually that they released the accident data. I have seen pictures of the Austin factory and doesn't look like it's opening, in the next 2 weeks or something. There's still so many people just demanding this car. Elon Musk said it's not about building more and more gigafactories. It's like building or extending those gigafactories. Today I want to talk about the top catalyst. As you know, there's just 7 trading days left for Tesla stock to absolutely explode. I talked about it yesterday, about some statistics in Tesla Sundays. If you haven't done your video yet, then go and watch it. Other than that, I really want to go through a couple of more things that I found on Twitter. And Twitter is, in my personal opinion, a really great source for this kind of information. Okay, so first one is Gary Black. He tweeted yesterday actually the following: "This feels like a big week coming up." Okay, now listen. Berlin and Austin openings both imminent. Imminent. Yeah, imminent. So, okay. I don't agree 100% with this. Okay, I have seen pictures of the Austin factory and doesn't look like it's opening, in the next 2 weeks or something. All right. Berlin could be a different thing. They're producing already, many Model Ys there. I think they got the permission now for producing up to 2,000 Model Ys. So this could be quite interesting. And then obviously we are expecting a beat of the earnings and therefore also a rise in Tesla shares, which then gives the hedge funds, okay, if this is the case, and this is what Gary's saying here, close the shorts. Even though it's not like big short positions as of any time in the last couple of months, but still, a little bit of this short closing should definitely give the market a little bit of upbeat, okay, especially in Tesla shares, okay? And especially hedge funds also thought, okay, the Federal Reserve is doing that. This means that's bad for tech stocks, and that's why they may be shorted this kind of stocks, okay? So it could be true. And then you have obviously the roadmap and everything. So another thing that I saw this is also the Tesla stock price. Consensus around Tesla near-term stock prices is remarkable. Take a value of say 1,500 per share and look at the support around that number. And there is a growing evidence that a level of high as 2,500 per share is quite justifiable. Buy low. Okay, so here you can see way many people. Okay, so this is not only analysts, but YouTubers and everybody, So here you can see next 12 months target prices. And here you can see that the base case is up to 3,000 from Value Analyst 1, and there's people like Tom Nash, which is my colleague here on YouTube, Chicken Singapore, right? Dave Lee, right? They're having also a base case of 1,500-ish. There is Hyperchange, Galileo Russell, obviously. So a couple of people here. Then obviously all the Wall Street guys like Adam Jones from Morgan Stanley and so on. So all of those have a pretty good price target with a base case. So you're pretty much supported by some really smart people here, which I can really recommend. Okay, so this is number 2 of the catalyst. Let's dive into number 3 catalyst. Another good positive news is actually that they released the accident data, okay? So this is quite interesting. In the fourth quarter, we recorded 1 crash for every 4.31 million miles driven in which drivers were using autopilot technology, auto steer, and active safety features. So this is quite remarkable. Could be a little bit of a bull argument for the next week as well. Let's dive further in. What is the 4th catalyst? This is quite interesting because it shows that the people saying, okay, Tesla is just being bought during, EV tax credits. And this gives the company actually an extra push. While the EV tax credit is long gone for Tesla as of this moment, there's still so many people just demanding this car, which is like a great proof of concept that it's basically the huge demand and the excellence of quality of product for Tesla that brings the people here. So you can see here Tesla share of total US market by quarter, and then you could see like at the EV tax credit, they had up to 1.6% of the market, and with no EV tax credit, they have now in the last quarter up to 3.4% of the whole market. Obviously, this correlates to the overall, adoption of EV generally. So this is a little bit to add as a note, but other than that, it's also great news, right? So another catalyst is here where they are saying there's some pictures, okay, which is that, even though, again, I don't see, they are pouring the asphalt, which is like a positive way, but there's no facade, no doors, apparently, no windows and so on into this Giga factory in Austin. So I don't think like the opening of this factory is closed in the next 14 days, but you never know with Tesla. But however, this is a great new update. James Cat is writing here. I don't think this is a real cat, but his name is, or his username is that. I think they are going to pour asphalt down on this area on the south end of Giga Austin for the Y staging lot. Maybe a good proxy for the progress, okay? Sawyer Merritt, also a big Tesla bull, says Giga Shanghai has a roughly 2,000 vehicle staging lot. I think Giga Texas should have a 5,000 vehicles, one with Model Y, Cybertruck and Semi building there. Would be a beautiful thing to see that many Teslas next to each other. Then we have some pictures from the Fremont factory. Okay, so here you can see the Fremont factory, a lot of cars, which shows kind of demand for the cars, as we said earlier, right? So this is like a video proof here. Quite interesting to see that, lots and lots of cars is being also in transit. Then you have an update on the Giga Factory Shanghai, where the skeleton of BMP2 is basically completed, right? This is also very, very important for Tesla because, Giga Shanghai or China for Tesla will be one of the important parts of the whole story, success story of Tesla, guys. The great regulations, the adoption of EV, the fast pace that they construct buildings, that they sell, that they ramp up production is absolutely insane, okay? This is what China can really do very, very well, right? We have seen that in Apple. Apple has their production in China for decades, and it's just absolutely how much scale the people are willing to go in very, very short time. Then we have another update here, 77 Model Y in Berlin staging lot, or in other words, and this is a joke, 3/4 of worth of GM EV production, right? So here you can see that the parking lot is already basically ready for those cars, but still a lot of construction here. So if we really open in the next 2 weeks, and as I said in my other video yesterday, I'm German. I know how German bureaucracy works, and sometimes it's just really hard to get through and fast. So let's see about that, all right? Anyway, I hope they open tomorrow, okay? Don't get me wrong. I really think that they need a little bit more time, but let's see. And one of my favorite things is, Troy Teslike is one of the best predicting Twitter accounts out there for Tesla. They were so close, I think 3% only difference for the delivery numbers of last quarter. And actually, they posted something quite interesting. Based on past construction times, Tesla has until June 10, 2022 to start groundworks at Giga Berlin and Texas to add additional buildings for 2024. Growth in 2024 will be 21% with no additional buildings, 27% if they add one building, 33% if they add two buildings, and 39% if they add three buildings. This is obviously based based on data that they gathered from the Gigafactory in China, from the Gigafactory in Fremont, and so on and so forth. So this is quite interesting. Here you can see when the groundwork begins, when the production starts, and how many days it took. Giga Berlin, you see that it took quite a while with all the regulations and so on, with the law fight and so on. So let's see if they can really build a new factory. But Elon Musk said it's not about building more and more gigafactories. It's like building or extending those gigafactories because everything is in place and they can just scale, right? So let's see if this comes true. This is it. Those are the top catalysts that you need to know. And let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much. Follow me everywhere on Instagram, on Twitter. And shout out to Christopher Dungeon on Twitter, right? I really hope that you follow as closely the stock market and your favorite stocks, because remember, an investor is more like a journalist or like a researcher rather than someone that just sitting down and enjoy a good life. So take care.